Hey everyone, welcome. Okay, let's just get real for a second. If you are tired of feeling stressed out, broke, and stuck in this never ending cycle of just scraping by, well, you are absolutely in the right place. Whether you're literally a student in college right now trying to figure out your future, or you're a dedicated student of personal finance in their 30s or 40s looking for a reset, the first 10 grand is always the hardest. It really is. But here's the thing, once you hit it, everything changes. Making that first $10,000 from scratch proves that generating income is a skill. It's not just blind luck. And once you have that skill, you can scale it into real, sustainable wealth. But first, let's talk about why this is so absolutely critical right now. Did you know that a staggering 70% of Americans are currently living paycheck to paycheck? 70%. That means a massive portion of the population is literally just one unexpected expense, a broken down car, a medical bill, away from a total financial crisis. It is a stressful, frankly exhausting way to live. And traditional financial advice, it clearly isn't fixing the problem fast enough for most of us. So how exactly do we break out of this trap? Okay, let's dive into this. Today's explainer is going to provide you with a highly practical, absolute zero BS blueprint to fix this issue once and for all. We aren't going to talk about magical overnight riches here, right? No get-rich-quick schemes. We are talking about real-world strategies that everyday people can apply to generate tangible cash flow and ultimately build an unshakable safety net. To do that, we've got a very clear roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll choose your income path. Second, we'll build a high-income skill. Third, we'll automate your processes. And finally, fourth, we'll invest that money to build long-term wealth. Notice we're not jumping straight into crypto or day trading, which require massive upfront cash and crazy luck. We want reliable systems, not gambles. All right, let's kick things off with step one, choosing your income path.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it breaks down your actual options. When you're just starting out, you need a side hustle with low startup costs that constantly puts cash into your pocket. And honestly, you really only have four paths. In-person services like dog walking or car washing, those are great for immediate cash, but you can only be in one place at a time, right? So your scalability is super low. Local products like baking or building models take tons of time and have low margins. Global products like dropshipping, sure, they have massive reach, but they trap your hard-earned cash and inventory, leaving you with maybe 20 to 30% profit margins. But look down at the bottom row. Online services, things like copywriting, video editing, or running ads. This is the sweet spot. It combines the massive global reach of the internet with huge 70 to 80% profit margins that go straight into your pocket from day one.
Moving right along to step two, the high-income skill pyramid. So to make online services work, the fastest way to make money is finding the sweet spot between what you are naturally good at, what you actually enjoy doing, and, crucially, what businesses struggle with. But listen, simply having a skill isn't enough to hit that $10,000 goal. Tons of people spend years perfecting a skill in secret and literally never make a dime. To turn a skill into a $10,000 income, you must master the four elements of the skill pyramid: positioning, leverage, reach, and automation. Missing even one of these keeps you stuck at the bottom, working incredibly hard but staying totally broke. Element one is positioning. You have to put yourself where the money is actually flowing. Look, businesses think about money completely differently than individuals do. If a business makes $50,000 a month, spending $2,000 to solve a bottleneck is a total no-brainer to them. So, if you're a copywriter, please don't write cheap $10 blog articles for random websites that take you 3 hours just to research. Instead, position yourself to write and optimize sales landing pages for a local US e-commerce brand. You've got to solve high-value problems for people who actually have the money to pay you. Element two is leverage, and wow, is this a game changer. There is a massive, massive difference between charging by the hour and charging for return on investment, or ROI. Think about it. If you run Facebook ads and charge a flat hourly rate, your client will always, and I mean always, try to cut your hours to save money. To them, you are just an expense on a spreadsheet. But if you charge based on the actual sales you bring into the business, the whole dynamic flips. They suddenly view you as a profit center. I absolutely love this quote. Businesses don't pay for effort, they pay for results. The exact moment you shift your pitch from "here is what I do" to "here is the revenue you will gain," you become completely invaluable. People will happily hand over much larger sums of money when they know you are directly growing their bottom line. It's a total paradigm shift. Which brings us to step three, becoming unignorable and reliable. This is all about mastering the reach element of the pyramid, and it's exactly what separates struggling amateurs from highly paid pros. A huge mistake beginners make is constantly chasing clients, sending endless cold emails. Instead, make them come to you by publicly sharing your results online. For example, if you're an editor, post engaging before and after clips of your work on TikTok or YouTube Shorts. There's this one graphic designer who simply posted his movie-style poster designs on TikTok just for fun. Well, they went viral, his inbox got completely flooded with businesses wanting to hire him, and he never had to cold pitch a single client. Document your journey publicly from scratch.
Now, brace yourselves for this number. 95%. That is the percentage of people who start a side hustle and completely fail before they even get going. Isn't that wild? And do you want to know why? It's not a lack of talent. It's not the algorithm. It is simply because they promise to deliver work on time and then completely drop the ball and miss their deadlines. Which leads to element 4, automation. Listen closely here. Reliability is infinitely greater than talent. The people pulling in thousands of dollars aren't always the most naturally gifted. They are just the most organized. To guarantee you don't become part of that 95%, you need to use a CRM, a customer relationship management tool. A really great example is Odoo. You can use it to track every single client email, visualize your expected revenue on a clean board, and set automatic reminders for deadlines. When you don't drop the ball, clients trust you, they pay you, and they recommend you to their network. And that takes us to the final piece. Step 4, investing your first $10K. And this brilliantly illustrates that making your first $10,000 is really only half the battle. If you just take that 10 grand and blow it all on designer clothes or going out, well, you're right back to square one. You have to keep it and grow it. So we are going to look at a 4-step risk scale to invest that cash, moving from the safest, absolute baseline financial buffers all the way up to the highest risk, highest reward plays. It is so vital that you build this foundation in this exact order. Step 1 is a high-yield savings account. Now I know, getting around a 3 to 5% return might not sound super thrilling, but this isn't about getting rich quick. It's about building a liquid financial safety net. Life happens, right? If your car breaks down or you have a random medical emergency, you need cash sitting safely on the sidelines. If you don't have this buffer, you'll be forced to sell off your longer-term investments, potentially at a major loss, just to survive the week. Once your safety net is set, step 2 is index funds. Just look at the staggering math of compound interest here. To put this into perspective, the S&P 500, which basically just tracks the top 500 US companies, has historically averaged over a 10% return. If you take the $5 you would normally spend on a daily coffee and invest it into an index fund like VTSAX every single day from age 18 to 67, you would retire with over $1 million. $1 million from coffee money. And if you're in your 30s or 40s right now, no problem. You just invest a slightly larger chunk of that $10,000 you just made from your side hustle. It's literally the most reliable, low-maintenance wealth builder that exists. Finally, steps 3 and 4 are individual stocks and cryptocurrency. Now, individual stocks are fantastic for hands-on learning, because let's face it, when your own money is actually on the line, you become highly motivated to learn how markets really move. Crypto, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, offers direct exposure to massive potential gains, but obviously comes with extreme volatility. So for these higher risk categories, the strategy is to dollar cost average by buying in slowly. And remember the golden rule: absolutely never invest more money in these categories than you can easily afford to lose. Let's move to and see how this builds into our final section. Summary: from income to wealth. So let's recap the whole blueprint really quickly. First, you choose high-margin online services, giving yourself global reach and low overhead. Second, you stop charging for your time and start charging for the ROI you bring to businesses, utilizing a CRM to ensure you are ruthlessly reliable. And third, you use those profits to build a cash safety net before aggressively investing the rest into broad index funds to capture that massive compound growth. If you only remember one single thing from this entire explainer today, please let it be this incredibly powerful quote: "The rich see their income as something to spend, the wealthy use it to make more money." Hitting $10,000 isn't permission to suddenly upgrade your lifestyle, it's the capital you need to buy your future freedom. It's a complete mindset shift from being a consumer to a producer, and from a spender to an investor. So I want to leave you with this provocative question. Think about everything we've just covered: the incredible margins of online services, the power of positioning, the mind-blowing math of compounding. What is the very first high-income skill you are going to start learning today?
Seriously, don't wait for the perfect moment. Pick one, price it below market rate just to learn on the job, and start building your financial escape route right now. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If you found this explainer valuable and you are finally ready to break that paycheck cycle, hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss our future deep dives, and let me know down in the comments which skill you are choosing. Next time, we'll be decoding the stock market to help you absolutely maximize those step 4 investments. Keep learning, stay reliable, and I'll see you in the next one.